Okay. Sometimes I might be introvert. Are you an introvert? Would you describe yourself as that?
See, that's actually the name of the album which it came from. That's an album cover one.
Oh,
So
who
yeah,
is?
I
Hold on,
know.
wait. That's UK artist, and who is this? This
Okay, artist,
is
Lil Sims. But to answer the question, I would have considered myself an introvert
yeah,
before, but now I'm just like, I don't care. I've
yeah,
stopped caring quite a lot about what other
yes,
people think, and this is something I think a lot of people could benefit from, which is
yes,
why I'm going to talk about it. As long as you're like fully yourself, whatever anybody else thinks should be nearly completely irrelevant, because there will be other people
mhm,
who think similar enough to you that you can get along, even if you don't know who they are like right now, you'll be able to find them. So
yeah,
there's people who are like dressing a certain way or acting a certain way and being like sad about it,
yeah,
but they could do what they want. They would have to lose some people, but they would find new people who are more like them.
yes,
So they would be happy with those people.
yes,
It's something I realized, and I was just like, I'm gonna start doing this
yeah,
because why would I do anything else different?
yeah, yeah. First, you can't please everybody. Like
Oh
you
my
can't.
day.
No matter what you do, people are not going to be happy. So please
Exactly.
yourself.
Like nothing's perfect. There's a lot of stuff which people think is perfect,
Hmm.
that other people don't think is perfect. So regardless of what you're gonna do, it's not gonna be like anybody's view of perfection. If it should be anybody's view of perfection, it should be your own first.
Yes, absolutely,
It's really nice.
absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like all you have is yourself. At the end of the day, friends come and go, love comes and goes, but you will always be there no matter what to pick up the pieces. So, make yourself happy first. Absolutely. And that's, I think, is one of I mean, the internet is good and it's bad at the same time, right? And I think that's a lot of people will see, it could be just their friends, it could be celebrities, anything, and then all you see is happiness. You see everybody enjoying themselves, you see everybody smiling, and then you don't realize, first of all, most of the time this is just for the camera, right? This is not even necessarily how you're feeling at the moment, but this is because I want to post this. I want people to like it. I gotta look my best. I just bought something new. I gotta show everybody what I got. I'm taking trips. I got to show everybody where I am, everything that I'm doing. Happy, 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 happy. But for the rest of the day, how is that person's life? What are they doing? Are they really that happy? They want us to think they're happy. They want us to see everything you've got. But and I think that a lot of people, they see this and they think it's real. They think it's real life. It's not real life. It's what they want you to see. And
A lot,
that's not necessarily the truth.
a lot of people live like completely normal lives to some degree, like normal lives,
Yeah.
and only the highest of the highlights gets is what gets put on social media, and that's what you
Yeah.
see. You don't see the everything behind it, and it's kind of like that with art and like fashion and anything creative as well. You see the final product or the best thing. You don't
Mhm.
see the mountain pile of
Yeah.
just rubbish like
Yeah.
underneath it. You don't see the hours of like failure and like bad stuff and just like down times,
Yeah.
or even just like failed artwork.
Yeah.
You only see the good stuff. Most of that other stuff gets completely buried. So looking at it in that way, and everybody thinks, "Oh wow, you know, he's such a great artist. He never fails."
Yeah.
But it's like only a certain number of people get to see my like failures. I have a
Yeah.
page for like my friends and stuff where I just post everything.
Yeah.
And it's like I could show you these, and if you really want to, I will. But I'd rather just show the finished stuff, the actual
Mhm.
like good stuff, as opposed to just show you everything,
Yeah.
which is what everyone does. I feel like people could put everything on. If everyone put everything on, it would work. But no
Yeah.
one's gonna put
Yeah.
everything on. Everyone's only going to put the best stuff on.
Yeah,
So everyone else can only put their best stuff on as well.
that's true. Yeah, you don't get to see the failures. Yeah.
No one gets to see the it's only when what made me realize this is when people have public failures
Mm,
but still progress. The biggest example of this is Kanye, which is why
yeah.
he's such a huge inspiration to me, because
Mm,
he has major public embarrassment and major public failures. So
yeah.
imagine the ones we don't even know about, but yet look where he is. He's at the top of fashion and music.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
people go the Taylor Swift thing,
Uh,
people look at Yeezus,
yeah.
people look at him having like bipolar, whatever,
Yeah.
president thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say those are like four bad things, the four like most popular bad things. And
Oh,
then
the
actually,
rant at that concert he had. I forgot what
yeah,
concert it was.
exactly. That
That
was
rant actually that it made sense if you really listened to what he was talking about.
it makes so much sense. But
Yeah.
people see those four things and like try to put him in a box.
Yeah.
But he's in this so-called box. And his divorce, actually, that's the fifth one.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are looking at that and like trying to be microscopic. There's nothing microscopic about it. He's embarrassed himself publicly in front of millions, let's say like 1 billion people maybe seen his
Yeah.
public embarrassments,
Yeah.
but he's still Kanye West. And
Yeah.
we will put him on that high enough pedestal. So
Yeah.
it's fine to make mistakes and fine to have embarrassments
Mhm.
because people have way worse embarrassments than
Yeah.
you, and you'll
Yeah.
never know about them.
Mhm.
But like everyone just sees the good stuff and gets like
Yeah.
squished. So I
Yeah.
don't care anymore.
Yeah. And when people do see the bad stuff, they're quick to point a finger and laugh at you. You know what I mean? No one, I mean, people love to tear someone further down when they're already sinking. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that, like you said, that stuff gets a normal guy gets divorced all the time. You know, it's Kanye West. You know, and also with Kanye too, because I've said this for a long time. When Kanye first came out, like when Through the Wire first came out, I mean, okay, like I never heard of this guy. I didn't know where it came from. This was great. And then, you know, it's bigger and bigger. And then you see interviews and you're like, man, this guy's super cocky. Like almost to a point where it's obnoxious. And then the more I watch him, I think, oh, but I think he's allowed to be that cocky. Because when you're that good at what you do, like who is going to say anything to you? I mean, the public can say whatever they want. He's still gonna drop an album. He doesn't care. He'll make a gospel album. He does not care what you say. You know what I mean? So it's people like to call him crazy and say all this stuff that he does is crazy. But then when he's he's bipolar, does he stop being crazy then? Or is his stuff not crazy? Like when is it not crazy? Like when is it, when is it just him being an asshole, or when is it him being crazy? Or is it both the same? Are you just going to dismiss the bipolar altogether? Like you can't have both, but people aren't fair.
From watching a lot of like Kanye interviews and stuff
Mhm.
was actually where I learned, because I wasn't very self-confident until
Mhm.
let's say August. Like, if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
my entire life, like pre-August,
Yeah,
and me now
yeah,
is so different.
right.
And it's so fortunate that I made such a drastic change. But
Yeah,
I got a lot of my like self-confidence from watching Kanye interviews and listening to Kanye music and
mhm,
just him talking about how he thinks he's the best
yeah,
and you should also think you're the best.
mhm,
It's something that I like. Graduation as an album is like my
yeah,
go-to like self-confidence album
yeah,
because there's songs in there which just speak to me about
yeah,
like knowing what you want and just like trying to just having to just go get it
yeah,
and not trying to let anyone else like get in your way, and the people that do get in your way will eventually have to turn around and like see you when you've gone past them
yeah,
and look at you when you're on the top. So
yeah,
that those that album and Jesus,
mhm,
they're like the self-confidence ones for me when I need a bit
yeah,
of a boost. I go listen to in order.
Okay.
I Wonder, Stronger,
Okay.
uh damn, Everything I Am,
Yeah.
Can't Tell Me Nothing, and then Big Brother. That's the
Yeah.
five.
Yeah.
Can't Tell Me Nothing's very good
Yeah.
for that self-confidence boost. But I Wonder is like my like song. I
Yeah.
cry most of the time I hear that song.
Yeah. 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 No, that's dope, man. That's deep. Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the things that made me realize like great art and great music and like just good creative stuff is made from introspective like
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah.
because it can evoke emotions in other people that and they relate to it a lot more than just like blank generic stuff. If
Yeah.
you make something about like being, let's say, heartbroken, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people can feel that. A lot of people know what
Yeah.
that feels like, so they'll relate to it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just like draw some fruit, it's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it looks cool, but it's just some
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no meaning
Yeah.
behind it.
Kanye's like best album. One every Kanye album is his best album according to
Yeah.
who speaks. But 808s and Heartbreaks, it's
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah. 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 Yeah.
that
It's
was
undeniable. Yeah.
that's literally
Wow.
trauma, but it made such good music.
Yeah.
Drake's entire catalog,
Yeah.
the all of his better songs are not the just like the surface level music. It's the actual
Yeah.
emotional music.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So people making art about emotions and like how they feel is generally what gets
Mhm.
other people more interested in like what they are,
Yeah.
because it makes it more relatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
like with the Strangers Again one,
Mhm.
it's like that relates to other people. That relates to
Yeah.
nearly everyone who's felt like that,
Yeah.
and that makes me more human, and it just like it's able to just show that.
I see you have Kid Cudi art. Are you a Cudi fan also? Yeah.
I'm not as big of a Cudi fan as a Kanye fan,
Yeah.
but Kids See Ghosts is a very good.
Yeah.
Ye and Kids See Ghosts are two very good albums for
Yeah.
when it's like low, because I guess those were made when Kanye was low. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing about reflecting the emotion. But
Yeah.
I really like Kids See Ghosts,
Mhm.
and then Day and Night,
Yeah.
obviously, like great song.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
then maybe uh, Man on the Moon
Yeah.
and Kids See Ghost. I don't really listen to that much
Yeah.
of the other. His recent album has a Skepta song and the Trippy Red song.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
good. And then he's on Jaden Smith's album.
Oh, okay.
He's on
I haven't heard
Iris.
the Cudi's new album. Huh.
Uh, not Jaden Smith's new album.
Okay.
It's on one of the ones before that. I think it's Iris. The song he's on that is really good as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Man, Jaden Smith, man. Jaden Smith's actually a pretty good rapper. People always see him as Jaden Smith. That's Will's son, man, which kind of sucks, man. It's if you haven't listened to Jaden Smith, go check it
Listen to Jaden Smith.
out. Yeah. Okay. So that's some of the music that you grew up in. So what sort of music were you making? You personally as a
So I
musician.
went from, let's say, like super generic like trap beats.
Yeah.
This is when I was like 14.
Okay.
So super generic trap beats, because that's what,
Yeah.
because when I was 14, I was still like Future and like Metro Booming. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
want to copy this a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I learned piano and I learned how to play the drums and stuff.
Okay.
So making music was kind of like, I had a piano at home.
Oh,
So
okay.
that stuff was kind of like I could go play on the piano
Mhm.
and go put it on the computer when I thought it was ready.
Yeah.
And so super generic trap beats.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I liked a bit of like house music as well. Making
Yeah.
house music is kind of difficult if you don't have the right synths and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Typically for that stuff you need to pay for it. And I was like
Yeah.
14, I got the money. So
Yeah.
trap beats
Yeah.
you can make. And then like I don't know if you've heard of like grime and drill music,
Oh,
which
sure.
is
Yeah.
what UK
Yeah.
is like right now, which is what they were on when I was like 2015. I think that's when grime started going mainstream with like Skepta, Section Boys, and I remember listening to like that type of music around that time, and so like those three, and I just tried a couple different things. I mean, I deleted quite a lot because I was like, this is kind of embarrassing, but it's like some of it's up there on SoundCloud. I'm not going to tell you the SoundCloud. You find it, you find it. If people
I'm gonna look.
it.
I'm gonna look for it. All right.
I when I get back into it, because now I've got a MacBook from like company, so I don't even need the MIDI keyboard.
Yeah.
But I want one, and that's something that I feel like I don't need it, but I want it before I start making music.
Yeah.
So
you should get one, even like a mini one.
Yeah, I'm going to Akai MPK.
I've got it. That's what I have. Yeah.
That's yeah. So,
it's perfect.
Yeah. Once I get that, then it's like, okay, I'm going to be trying to balance art, music, clothing.
Yeah.
That's really next year what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
What I'm going to try to do, but I don't really know. I might just like push it a bit, so we can get art and clothing like set up.
Yeah.
Add the music back on later.
Okay.
I know. The thing is, I know it's possible to do.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, maybe he didn't do it in the exact same way, but Virgil was doing DJing and clothing.
Yeah.
Art to me is not that like difficult to fit into that.
Yeah.
To fit into like clothing and music. Even if I make clothing my like focus. Even if I had like, even if my brand was like a full-time like thing, I was doing drops every single month. Then that time would just take over my 9 to 5 time.
Yeah.
So now I have the art time and the music time, and I can still get to sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up.
A plan.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. The man with the plan. All right, while we're on music, I do want to say something about UK music, because I feel like it doesn't get it doesn't get as much love here in the States as maybe our music does over there. I'm not sure how it works out.
No, definitely.
Okay. So first I want to say, one of my favorite albums, people think I'm lying. This is honest to God truth. One of my favorite albums of all time, like any genre, right? Like my favorite musician is Prince. I'm a huge Prince fan, right? But Craig David, Born to Do It, is in my, I don't know, top 15 albums all time. I absolutely love it. And that was like my first sort of, I mean, we had the Spice Girls here, like when I was younger, but that was my like first foray, right? And then Dizzy Rascal had as a song with, no, I heard about Dizzy Rascal on public radio here in LA. And which is real random. They were talking. He had won some award for that first album. I don't know, Mercury Award or something like that. And I just heard the name, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna go check it out." I listened to that album for like months straight. Right? Like I absolutely loved it. And then I feel like he's maybe the first guy to the UK to have his videos like somewhat on rotation, like here in the States. I remember he has a song with Bun B. I remember seeing it on BET all the time. That trap era, like the Future Amigos era, right? To me, a lot of the music started sounding a little bit of the same. I'm not saying they copied each other, but that style was, had a hold on the music industry for a real long time. So I started listening to UK rap again. And at this point, I'm not really into it. Like I still check up on like Dizzy if he has something that comes out.
Yeah.
And the first artist that came across was Lady Leisha. Oh man, I love that woman, first of all. And then Stormzy, and then Dave. Dave is my absolute favorite UK artist right now. His albums are absolutely terrific, man. I feel like I always say this, right? I always hear like a UK artist that I like. And I think this is the guy who's going to like really break through, right? Because people know Skepta out here. People know Stormzy out here too, but it's not like, it's not like an artist that's from here. I feel like if anyone's going to do it, it's Dave, because Dave can rap for real. Yeah.
There's a lot of, I guess, since you would know Dave, they would be lesser known UK
Mhm.
rappers, but they're known here, and
Yeah, yeah.
they're pretty good. But there's a lot of lesser known who
Okay.
I also
Hold
think.
on. All right, I'm gonna write it down. Like, who should I listen to? Then?
Okay, so Central C. I'm trying to think of the ones who aren't like, because there's some who are extremely UK.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, because Dave is like UK,
yeah.
but it's kind of like,
It
there's
could
some
work.
bridge between
Yeah.
the US and UK. Some of them are like so far like UK that you'd listen to them and then just, I don't think you'd like listen to some of the others in the list. So I'm thinking Central C.
No, no.
Uh,
Give me some of those guys, because you know what? I would say it's sort of like that here in the States, but it's more regional, right? I'm born and raised in Los Angeles.
yeah,
I grew up listening to, so I grew up in the 90s in LA. So it's Snoop, Pac, DJ Quick, but even something like a guy like this guy named Sugar Free, who is not as well known as that guy, but he's one of my favorite rappers all time. It's very, very LA. It's very, very West Coast. Or even like when Atlanta first came out, like when that sound first hit, I remember there was a song called Racks on Racks on Racks by some dude named Young. I don't even remember the dude's name. Apparently Future wrote that song. It sounds like a Future song. But I remember hearing that song for the first time and being like, man, what is this? Like, so many people are like, I don't know. I don't get it, because it didn't sound like New York and it didn't sound like LA or even
yeah,
Chicago at the time. Or even like when Chief Keef came out, it was a very regional thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you might have heard maybe one or two Chief Keef songs on the radio here in LA, but it's different. Here it's only the hits. You're not gonna get like regional stuff. And it happens all the time. Like when Cash Money first came out, when Wayne first came out, it was a very regional thing, and then it blew up.
yeah.
So give me some of those super UK guys, man. I might fuck with.
So let's see. Heady One,
Sounds
Tion
familiar.
Wayne. Tion is like Tion, and then Wayne like Lil Wayne. This thing, Digga D, Digga,
Uh,
and then E. Have you heard of JME? Like Skepta's brother.
huh.
JME is like old school, like grime.
Okay.
I think personally, in my opinion, his best album is Integrity Greater Than. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
They came out in like 2015. Hardy Caprio. So Hardy
Uh,
and then like Caprio. Like the actual I said that like it made any like clarification. It Hardy isn't like the way it's not the letters, it's not hard D, it's
yeah.
like hard. Yeah,
Hardy.
yeah.
Yeah.
You heard of Chipmunk, obviously.
Oh.
Chipmunk is in like Oopsie Daisy Chipmunk.
Oh. Okay. Okay. A
Yeah,
lot of these guys, I would know the voice if I heard it.
yeah, okay.
Because I have my guys I pick, and I know they've got a lot of features,
Yeah.
but yeah. Oh,
And now AJ Tracy.
okay. Okay. I know AJ Trace.
Yeah. I was hoping, because I was like, if you didn't know AJ Tracy, I'll put you on. And then two who are pretty known here, but I don't think internationally as much. Slow Tie, so SLOWTHAI.
Okay.
I like quite a bit of his music. And Octavian. Octavian's probably one of my favorite UK artists.
Yeah.
He got some trouble, so his album was delayed. So,
Jeez.
but that should be coming out soon, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, like that's enough for now.
Yeah.
If you listen to all of those, you should.
Yeah.
There will be other people on those like albums who you'll find and be like, okay, these are pretty cool.
Okay. Okay. Super. Now I got some new UK music to listen to. Man.
Yeah.
I could stop. I might have listened to, what's that Dave song? Funky Friday, like a million times.
There's a lot. Specific song to listen to is Clash by Dave and Stormzy.
Okay. Oh.
That's
I think I've heard that one actually.
I wouldn't be surprised, but make sure.
Yeah.
Because I think I can call that like a staple. Like a
Oh, okay.
staple. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's one everyone knows. Everyone knows all the words.
When I listens to even roughly this type of music, will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. That's like Warren G regulate. Like if you're from LA and you're like my age, around my age, and if you don't know that song, like we can't be friends, man. If you that is LA as it gets. Has anyone ever approached you to do an album cover?
I've done a couple covers this year. I'm kind of now at the point where I want to focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if someone comes with something that fits,
Yeah.
then I can do it.
Okay.
Like if someone wants a portrait with some stuff in the background, that type of stuff,
Yeah.
it's like I can do that. But I can't do like someone comes to me with different idea and it's not in my art style.
Mm.
That not in my art style
Yeah.
stuff is all gone. This year,
Yeah.
all gone. Because now I see my art style is
Yeah.
that level.
Yeah. It's you. Yeah.
I got a couple people asking me to do stuff that's not in my art style. I was like, no,
Yeah.
this is not. You're asking me to do something which you could ask any other
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go
Yeah.
ask
That
them.
wants exactly that does exactly what you want. Yeah.
It's okay to say no to work. That's what a lot of artists have never like,
Yeah.
thought about.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no to work. Because if it doesn't suit you,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to do it. You shouldn't feel like you
Yeah.
have to. The only issue is some people feel like they have to because financially they could
Yeah.
do with it. But it's like I really don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to say this, which is like you should have enough self-confidence and think you're good enough of an artist that people want your art style, that people will end up wanting it, even if they don't necessarily want it now. Because I have a friend who didn't think my current style was sick
Yeah.
at first. She's come around to it now, but at first she didn't think it was sick. I was
Oh,
like, just give it time and it'll
yeah.
come to you. And now she sees other art and sends it to me because it reminds her of my stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
you finally like I don't even need
That's
everyone to think that my art style's sick
yeah.
because people that like it will find it. And if
Yeah.
you stop liking it and you start looking at other stuff, I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
Why would you want to just keep looking at my stuff if it doesn't fill you with anything?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. It's I always say this. I might have said this on the last interview, but art is great because no matter who makes it, if you like it or don't like it, it doesn't matter because it makes sense to somebody, and they will get the joy of looking at it. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Art is not for everyone. And you see, that's why I don't criticize art. Like I would never like I'm not an art critic. You know what I mean? Like I see something I like, I reach out to the artist. I mean, it's, the reason I reached out to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like someone asking you to create something in a way that you do that makes no sense. And also, but if your heart's not really into something, I mean, you might do a good job just because you're good at what you're doing, but it's not going to be all that it can be if as opposed to something that that you really feel good about, that's really about what you do.
Yeah.
Because I mean I get it. I mean, even someone that does it for money, see that I understand. Like if you gotta eat, you gotta eat.
I
But
understand. Yeah.
if you have a choice, then don't compromise yourself because then you'll never reach your full potential. You
Yeah.
said you gotta stick to your guns. All right, so you have a group of artist friends
Yeah.
that's super dope. I guess maybe it's easier in a place like London. Like it would be easy here in LA to find like-minded artists because there's a lot of like little artist enclaves like all over. Like where I used to live in downtown Los Angeles, there's still okay. So people started moving there in like the 70s. So downtown at this time, there was nothing there. Like there were a lot of like industry there, but all these jobs got moved, overseas. And so there was just a bunch of abandoned factories, warehouses, and then Skid Row. I'm not sure if you know what Skid Row is. Maybe you've heard before, but Skid Row it's a place downtown. There's like a lot of homeless shelters around there, and there's just people living on the streets. Like it's wild. Like if you get a chance to look it up, like you might not even think it's a real place. So that's down there, and then you get all of these artists who are getting priced out of other neighborhoods, and they
Yeah.
all move into this. I mean, this place was a dump, I mean, it was really, but it was cheap, and they can get studio space. Like I said, like a place like London or a place like LA. You're good. You're not going to have that hard of a time finding like-minded people.
It's more social media stuff. So my group of artist friends that I have, they are mostly in the US and mostly
Oh
spread
no,
out across
shit.
the
Ah,
US.
that makes
And
sense. Yeah.
one of them is Canada, and one of them's in Australia.
Wow.
So we have like people from all over. We find each other through like Twitter.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I do want to say this. I want to get more involved in the London art scene. I
yeah.
don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but I
Mhm.
will. Just like I said, I have the goal in mind. I'm here right now. Don't know the steps. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Because I see that art on social media and stuff. Like these are pretty cool people. They might like my art, they might not. But I still want to go like see what's up. Just like
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
to them stuff. And I could do that, but with all the COVID stuff, it's kind of
Yeah.
shut.
You know what?
Done.
You're
But
right.
I'm not even that bothered about it
Mhm.
because if I'm meant to, I will. And if I'm
Yeah.
not meant to, even though I want to,
Yeah.
if I'm not meant to, I won't.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely want. I have my like group of like Twitter artist friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
I want an actual like group of artist friends here that I can like
yeah.
go see on
Yeah.
the train or something,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
not just in the UK, like in London,
Yeah.
because I have artist friends in London, but they live like by the coast. Like
Ah.
it's not far.
Yeah.
It's like I could get on the train and I'll be there within 2 hours.
Okay.
But I'd rather just go
It's
somewhere in
two
London.
hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours out of
Yeah,
your
I can
life,
go
though,
somewhere
man.
in
That's
London, which is like an hour away. Because
yeah.
there's a bunch of galleries and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have to keep dragging my friends who aren't like super art heads
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like, because they'll look at it and go, oh yeah, it looks cool. But
Yeah.
then I don't want to bother them by having to like pull them out of whatever they're doing, go
Yeah.
to a gallery. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the same painting for maybe like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's like, what you seeing? It's like
Yeah. I usually go by myself, actually. Yeah, for that
I
reason.
I I'd like to go by myself, but I also I could go by myself. I just prefer to go with other people that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
do it.
They will
Because
enjoy it. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
I do just sometimes just tell my friends like come with me here and like we'll go
Yeah.
see this and we'll go do that.
Yeah.
But it's like I
Mhm.
would also find it pretty cool if there were other artists like in London who were like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Let's go and see. Because there's a cause gallery coming soon. There was a
Okay.
George Condo exhibition like throughout the last from around October till December. I went about 4 or 5 times with different
Yeah.
people. I went
Yeah.
myself, but I had to get all those people to like go with me. Actually, one of my friends went with me for my birthday.
Yeah.
Um, but I was if I could find like actual artist friends here who just want to go do that stuff, it would be pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot easier to
Mhm.
go to all the galleries and like just look at art, link up.
Yeah. The London art scene, is it because I know in a lot of different fields, it's kind of like you have to pass the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper's got to let you in before you could really do anything. Like for someone like an underground artist, right? It's seemingly come out of nowhere. Is that possible, or do you have to kind of, nah, I wouldn't say pay the piper, but you've got to go through certain avenues in order to get there.
From what I can tell so far,
Mhm.
You have to like at least be aware of other underground artists
Yeah.
in London, and then have to like grow through that, as well as just like, because I'm an artist, but I feel like a lot of people that follow me are like US based,
Mhm.
and that's fine. There's a lot more people in the US, and
Yeah.
I resonate with them because I like their music, and they resonate
Yeah.
with me 'cause I like their music. So it's stuff like that.
Mhm.
I like London music as well, but finding those people in London, and yeah, and you need to put this into perspective here. The UK as a country, even not just England, the entire UK could probably fit in like Texas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the number of people
Yeah.
and difference is quite a lot.
Yeah.
So the London art scene specifically, I don't think I've really broken into it that much, which is what I'm
Mhm.
trying to next year, before I have to go back to uni for like to continue my course. Because right now I'm like working at a
Yeah.
company in London, and then I go back to uni next year,
Okay.
and I'll be out of London. I could get the train into London like every other week or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
but I'd much rather get into the scene now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I know some of the bigger London artists, but obviously they're like their own group. They're their own friend group. They've
Yeah.
already got a group. They're already doing their thing.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
find the ones on my level,
Yeah. Yeah.
find it difficult,
Yeah.
simply because there's not that much like,
Mhm.
I don't go to an art school,
Yeah.
so I don't really know them anyways.
Oh,
I do
yeah.
when I go to art events, speak to people and like get through them that way. But if I went to
Yeah.
an art school, we will be in the same place. I'm not in
Yeah.
art school. So but I'm not too worried. Like I said,
Yeah.
if I'm meant to break into the London underground art scene and then like go through that, then I'll just do that. But
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen that I do it that way, then
Yeah.
because I'm from the UK, I live in England, and when I finish with uni, I'm planning to come back to London.
Yeah.
So like if I grow as an artist, I'm not growing in like a an imaginary place. I'm growing as an artist in London.
Yeah.
I don't know if every single person that followed me was from America,
Yeah.
there'd still be some sort of like credibility behind it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's good art.
Yeah.
It just hasn't reached the people in London that
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just practice, like patience and consistency,
Yeah.
and like going out and meeting people and being patient with everything. And through those like three things that I just said, like, well, if I'm meant to do it, I will.
Yeah.
If everything that you're meant to receive, you will,
Mhm. Yeah.
as long as you put your mind to it.
I can't wait for people to hear you, man. You've got like a strong will, man, and determination. A lot of people will be better off from watching this, man. I guarantee it. That's awesome.
Talking about like making people better off, I just wanted to, I don't know, maybe like I've said quite a lot of stuff about this already,
Mhm.
but I want to have this like clip that
Yeah.
I
Yes.
uh, it's really just a lot of self-confidence and self-belief, and it's very difficult to have, especially when you have people that like can tear you down. But sometimes it's just about like, as much as it may be difficult, get rid of those people
Yeah.
and like being yourself, not worrying about what other people think.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I did to help, just like me be myself, I started writing down things like I have a journal.
Yeah.
Journaling really helps. Journaling is one thing.
Yeah.
Journaling really helps. But it's just journaling what you are right now and journaling what you will be.
Mhm. Yeah.
Not what you want to be, what you will be.
Yeah.
Because if you
It's a difference.
feel it and set those goals, there may be loads of steps. You set the goal and you feel like you are that, so you will be that. It's kind of what I've used to get out of the like problems I was having before,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
just like elevate myself. Because I don't know, I started my Twitter, I made it this year,
Really?
and Yeah, I made my Twitter 2021. I think it was like
Jesus.
March. And then I gave up on Twitter for a bit.
Yeah.
And in September, let's say I came back to Twitter. I want to check this factually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've in the last like maybe month or two,
Uh-huh.
like in the last 2 months, I gained over 500 followers.
Wow.
And it's more of just self-belief. Self-belief was a big part of that.
Yeah.
And like just not allowing what other people think to like stop me from being myself
Yeah.
was a huge factor in me both developing as a person and as an artist. And I think if everyone applied it to just their day-to-day life,
Yeah.
they would just feel a lot better and grow a lot
Yeah.
better off.
It really is a good message for people because it's so, especially now, right? Because when I was younger, there was like the internet was pretty much brand new, right? Like we were at the beginning stages of it. And there wasn't this, I feel this, this might upset some people, but I feel like people are more concerned about themselves more than like any time that I've lived in my life, like than I've experienced, right? Because before, like, if you were, there wasn't even a way then, but like if you were just showing everyone pictures of yourself, they would call you. I mean, they'd call you like stuck up. They'd call you all sorts of names, right? But now it's normal. It's
Normal.
normal to be so self like involved and just be all about yourself that if someone sees that and then they copy you, and that's not really who they are. But now you do this, you're popular, people like you. Now let me go ahead and try that. Which is why I feel like, especially when it came to music, to rap music here in the States, that I feel like the trap era is tailing off. Now the greats will always be around. That's how it always is. That's why Jay-Z's still around. That's why Snoop's still around. Like the greats stand the test of time. But even like when I was younger in the 90s, you know how many gangster rappers there were in LA? So many. But now there's guys from that era, Ice Cube,
Yeah.
Snoop, DJ Quick, like Sugar Free. There's a handful of guys that you still know today because that's exactly who they were. Like they weren't pretending. So authenticity stands the test of time, and you've got to be authentic with yourself.
Absolutely. I say this on the 13th December,
Mhm.
I had 900, and now it's the 29th of December and I have 1050. But on the 9th of
Yeah.
on the 14th of September, I had 100.
Wow.
So it's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
even though this like recent bit has been like that, in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, it's still here
Mhm.
on the overall,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
On the ascent. Yeah.
then it's like, yeah, this is the goal.
Yeah.
And it's exponential because every single section you take of an exponential graph, the
Mhm.
curve at the end is always the steepest bit.
Yeah.
But when you stretch it out,
Mhm.
it slow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
People take recognition only once other people have taken recognition, because you can only get as recognized as the people that recognize you already. And I know that sounds very complicated, but let me explain. If I have 10 followers, if 10% of them retweet my work, that's one retweet. If I have 1,000, if 10%, you see,
Yeah.
increases
Yeah. Yeah.
through stuff like that, growth.
Yeah.
So being patient, being consistent is a huge part of being an artist,
Mhm.
and you just have to like keep going basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to say to a lot of people: just be patient.
Being patient.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying this the way I want it to come out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here's the thing: you're saying it's in your head jumbled. You're
Yeah.
trying to get out smart, and then it's gonna go back into my head smart. But because my head is also jumbled, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of what I've said is very circular and is very like ranty, and it's a lot. The
Wow.
Kanye Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
he said everything he said awfully, but I understood exactly what he meant because I
Yes.
think in that similar way.
Yeah.
But to
Uh-huh.
people who don't think in a similar way,
Yeah.
it was dreadful.
Yeah.
And I understand where they come from,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I understand what he meant with quite a lot of the stuff he said.
Yes.
And I speak like that with my friends quite a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't understand, sometimes they do.
Yeah. That's why I forgot what concert was that rant when everyone say he went nuts. The first time I heard it, I thought this makes a
South
lot of sense.
Carolina, the presidential one.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
People made such a big deal about it. And I didn't hear it before I heard the uproar about it. And I'm like, okay, all right, it can't be that bad. So I listened to it, like the whole thing. And I listened to it again. It's like, this is not crazy. It makes sense. If you really listening to what he is saying and get out of your mind before he even opened his mouth that Kanye West is crazy. Just listen to what he is saying. That's all I'm saying. People don't listen. People want to react to everything before they even know the facts. You know what I mean? People are
Making
so quick to tear you down. Yeah.
people making fun of him for crying about thinking of aborting his daughter. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
that is that a crazy thing to do? Because I'd
No.
cry about that thought as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people would. So why is that such a like funny? Oh,
Yeah.
don't even get started. I could defend this man for ages. We
I
don't even
love
have enough time on this.
it.
We don't have enough time.
I absolutely love it, man. That's great. That's great. No, you got to stand on what you say. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, and that's the problem with a lot of things today. It's no one wants to give you the benefit of the doubt about anything, and before you even know the facts about a situation, maybe you heard something about something, you've already made up your mind about how you feel about whatever is going on,
Yeah.
even though it has nothing to do with you. You know none of the people involved, but you still feel the need to give your opinion about something you don't even know about. Drives me crazy. Yeah, that's why every now and again, you got to take a break from social media. and
Exactly.
and what I do, like when I want to feel, because I feel like I don't even care if people make fun. I feel like I'm very in touch with my emotions, right? Very much so. Even more so after, like I was seeing a therapist for a while. Even more so after that. So what I do sometimes when you need to feel something, right? Not even like anything specific, right? So what I do is I go on YouTube and I watch videos of soldiers coming home and like seeing and their children seeing them for the first time, because
Amazing.
that is real 100% emotion. That, I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere else, like on you, like real actual emotion. That's exactly how they're feeling, that, and it tears me up every single time, and I know what's going to do, and I watch it anyways because that's absolutely real.
The thing about social media as well is, let's be honest, we're not meant
Yeah.
to even know
Yeah.
that so many people like exist,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
and how we're able to see everyone's deepest thoughts whenever
Yeah.
they choose to share them.
Yeah.
I can be on social media, I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Someone, let me think, some random country, someone from like Paraguay maybe
Mhm.
can tweet about something they think, and I'll see that, and that could annoy me. But I'm not meant to know this person like
Yeah.
exists. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
people
And
people
that's
get so to negative state of mind for absolutely no reason. Because
no
that
reason.
Paraguayan person doesn't care what I think
Yeah.
either. It
Yeah.
shouldn't, at least. I hope they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Can't care about what everyone else thinks all the time because it
No.
gets draining. I can only care so much about what I think myself. I can't care
Yeah.
about what you think as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, and this is why, man, because I mean, I know a little bit about like British politics. But I know I wouldn't say it's the same situation we're going on here in the States, but you guys, there's some,
Listen,
political drama going on, right? And I had to stop. No news, no nothing. Like I can't do this anymore because somehow some way, which makes no sense at all, we've decided that there's only two teams, and we're going to be mad at you no matter what. They're going to be mad at us no matter what, and it will never end, and nothing will ever get done. And you won't notice that whoever you voted in to be your politician didn't get anything done because we've been fighting with each other the whole time. So I had to stop. I had to stop with the news. I couldn't watch it anymore. It's driving me nuts because you go see something on like something conservative, it's gonna make me fucking crazy. And then even some stuff on the left, right? Like drives me nuts. I'm like, you guys are both insane. Why is it only two of you? Why don't I have another choice? So I had to stop. I had to do it because it was driving me insane, like literally insane.
I haven't watched or seen. If it's important enough, it will get to me. If it's not that important, I don't need to know.
Yes.
Because on the news, somebody's always dead, and that's just put me in a negative state. So they're important enough, I'll find out.
Because either way, like no matter what the situation is, you'll find a way to politicize, right? And then that's when I'm like, all right, I'm done. Because even if it's someone that's dead, do you really care about this dead person, or you're just choosing a side because that's what you are told to do? This is what you have to do. Because if you defer from this side, that automatically means you agree with the other person, which makes no sense. Sense. Yeah, man. All right, man. This conversation went all over the place today, man. I love it. Absolutely great. All right.
Like we could talk for a lot longer, but other time.
All right, let's absolutely do this again. All right, Teddy Opong, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me, taking the time to do it. Like I said, people are going to love this interview, man. This one was great. I had a great time doing it with you.
Yeah, I had a great time being here.
All right, and you know what? Once you start getting everything else up and going, fashion and all that, you let me know. We'll do this again.
Yeah.
All right, absolutely. All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too.